There are tons of videos about the most underrated Formula 1 drivers, but there are not many videos about the most underrated Formula 1 cars. And in this video, we are going to get into that. Well, I know this is going to be a hot take, but the car number 10 in our list is the Mercedes W07. I think the power of this car was completely overlooked because of the fact that the Monaco-based YouTuber just beat Lewis Hamilton in an equal machinery. This car was perhaps as dominant as the RB19, but it didn't stand out much because Max was giving us the most boring Formula 1 experience in the world with zero competition, while on the other hand, there was a pretty good rivalry between Rosberg and Hamilton. They won all the races except Malaysia and Spain, and the problem in those races wasn't the car at all. In Spain, Lewis attacked Rosberg with a tornado Beyblade attack and both were out of the race. And in Malaysia, Lewis and his car experienced a minor overheating problem. But even if that was a reliability problem, if Rosberg hadn't been torpedoed by a four-time world champion, Mercedes was going to win the race anyway. So what I am saying is that this car deserves much more than being overshadowed by the W11. And the number 9 in our list is the Ferrari 641 from the 1990 season. Well, to me, this car is the most beautiful looking F1 car ever. Actually, many people agree with me on that already, and that's kinda what makes the car so underrated at the first place. Sometimes a girl is so pretty that her personality completely doesn't matter, and I think that's the case here. This car wasn't just good looking, it was also fast enough to win the championship. Yes, it wasn't the fastest on the grid for much of the season, but Prost still was in the championship fight against Senna until the very end. He delivered the best individual performance of his career, but I think Ferrari's delay in deciding who their number 1 driver was the thing that cost them the championship. So that's how the Ferrari 641 is remembered, only as a beautiful looking car. The number 8 in our list is the Williams FW15-T from the 1993 season. Well, many people with some actual wheel knowledge already consider this car the most advanced F1 car of all time, and there are 2 reasons why this car is still underrated. The first reason is that the average fan is completely unaware of this car. Therefore, it is not considered by the mainstream as the most advanced F1 car of all time because most of the fans are not interested in the dinosaur age of Formula 1 at the first place. And the second reason is that this car doesn't generally get the respect it deserves. While many consider the FW14B to be the best Williams car, the FW15C had 12% better aerodynamics and an engine with 30 additional horsepower. But for many people, that's still not enough to make it the best Williams car. And I know this will probably give you a mental breakdown, but car number 7 on our list is the Ferrari F14 from the 2014 season. I'm not going to push my brain to its limits trying to convince you that this is a good car, because it's simply not. But there's something that makes this car underrated. Ferrari F14 has a reputation as being the worst Ferrari car ever made, and this is where people are being unfair. Even though it has an unattainable engineering genocide like having both understeer and oversteer at the same time, this car isn't the worst Ferrari, and we should stop pretending it is. Well, Ferrari was on the podium many times in 2014 and finished the season in 4th place with 216 points. Meanwhile, in 2020 they finished in 6th place with 131 points. And even worse, in 1980 they finished in 10th place with only 8 points. So basically the Ferrari F14 is a little far from being the worst Ferrari ever. And the car number 6 in our list is the Red Bull Racing RB5 from the 2009 season. This car was definitely capable of winning a championship. When the 2009 season started, Red Bull hadn't even had a single Grand Prix victory in Formula 1 before, and at the end of the season they had 6 wins and they lost to Brawn GP by a small margin. Well, obviously what makes this car underrated is that Brawn GP drawing all the attention to itself. And the interesting thing is that if Big Seb hadn't acted recklessly and launched a torpedo attack on Kubica in Canada when he was in the 2nd place, Red Bull could have won the Drivers' Championship since they already had the fastest car in the second half of the season. And the car number 5 in our list is the Toyota TF109 from the 2009. Toyota had made a huge financial investment and they designed a car that could actually win some races. They finished 2nd at the Japanese Grand Prix in Suzuka with Trulli behind the wheel. And also in Bahrain, Trulli started from pole position and eventually came in 3rd. TF109 was the 3rd fastest car when the season started. Well, obviously they never won a Grand Prix. It was so close to some shocking wins, but Toyota was too conservative with their strategy, so it didn't happen. At the end of that season, after the parent company announced financial losses for the year, Toyota had to quit, and they had actually made the 2010 car before they quit. And according to Glock, this car was better than the Ferrari, but we will never know how true that was. The car number 4 on our list is the Ferrari SF15 from the 2015 season. Well, Ferrari definitely didn't deliver the promised car in 2014, and considering they started the new regulation fundamentally wrong, there wasn't much hope for 2015. But somehow, Ferrari engineers didn't turn the palace into a circus with the SF15. It only took Sebastian Vettel 2 races to achieve victory with his new team. They clearly had the second fastest car, and they actually did a pretty good job almost the entire season. Well, there might have been even a rivalry between them if Mercedes hadn't built a space rocket. And this actually worked out well for them because they knew they didn't have a chance to compete against Mercedes. But since they had built a strong car, they had a chance to have a chill season anyway. They won every race that Mercedes didn't win and had a fantastic recovery after 2014. And the car number 3 in our list is the BMW Sauber F1.08 from the 2008 season. Well, this is a car that could have won the championship, at least according to its driver Robert Kubica. After the incredible victory in Canada, Kubica was leading the championship by 4 points, and if the necessary updates were implemented, winning the championship was extremely realistic. But they also had a specific timeline they were working towards where they wanted to mount a championship challenge in 2009. So basically, instead of investing in the car that gave them the championship lead, they chose to invest in the car for the next season. You can try to come up with as many logical explanations as you want, but I think the situation was quite simple. They didn't expect to compete for the championship at all. So when they got the lead, they had a mental breakdown about it and didn't know what to do out of stress because winning was outside of their comfort zone. And so they acted against the spirit of the BMW and ruined the chance with this car out of fear. Well, at least that's how I see the situation. And the car number 2 in our list is the Renault R23 from the 2003 season. Well, Fernando Alonso won his first Formula 1 Grand Prix with this car in Hungary, and he also lapped the championship leader Michael Schumacher in the same race. And what's even more important than all of that is the fact that the RB23 is the car which formed the basis of Renault's championship wins in 2005 and 2006. Well, although Renault didn't seem to achieve an incredible result on the table that year, the car possessed a superb chassis and was also incredibly reliable, which are 2 crucial ingredients for success in Formula 1. So basically, this car was Renault's way of sending the message of, we're coming for the championship. So I think the R23 definitely deserves more credit for that. And finally, the car number 1 on our list is the McLaren MP4-17D from the 2003 season. This car must be the most underrated car in history. Well, the story is that McLaren was actually preparing the MP4-18, an entirely new car for the 2003 season, and the MP4-17D was seen only as an improved 2002 chassis to be used until that car was ready. But they couldn't use their new car due to serious reliability issues, and McLaren had to spend the entire season with the MP4-17D. So what I am saying is that this wasn't the car McLaren wanted. It was the car they were forced to use, and that's why nobody took this car seriously for the championship fight. But still, McLaren and Kimi Räikkönen carried the championship fight to the last race and lost it by just 2 points. Yes, McLaren didn't win, but that car showed everyone that there's always hope. Well, these are the top 10 underrated cars in Formula 1. You can share your opinions about the cars I picked in the comments. Thank you for watching the video and see you on the next one.